The Arab Heroes is a series of interconnected tales that follow the adventures of a group of friends. The stories are set in a fantasy version of the Middle East and North Africa, inspired by the cultures and history of the region. Each episode is self-contained, allowing new viewers to easily join the series. However, there are overarching plot lines that develop throughout the season. The show follows the journey of four young people who are brought together by fate and become close friends. They are from different backgrounds and have unique personalities. There's Omar, a brave and charismatic leader; Yara, a quick-witted and agile fighter; Hakim, a wise and mysterious healer; and Zora, a kind-hearted and supportive member. Together, they form a tight-knit group that tackles various challenges and quests. Their adventures often take them to fantastical places like enchanted forests, hidden oases, and ancient ruins. Along the way, they encounter a colorful cast of characters, including helpful merchants, mischievous fairies, and powerful wizards. The group faces many dangers, from fierce desert creatures to cunning human enemies. But through it all, their friendship and teamwork help them overcome every obstacle. One of the standout features of the show is its stunning animation. The art style is a beautiful blend of traditional Arabic motifs and modern animation techniques. The backgrounds are lush and detailed, bringing the fictional world to life. The character designs are also fantastic, each one standing out with their distinct features and costumes. The animation quality is top-notch, with smooth transitions and fluid fight scenes. It's clear that a lot of time and effort has gone into creating the visual world of the show. The voice acting is another strong suit of the series. The voice actors do an excellent job of bringing the characters to life. Their performances are energetic and engaging, capturing the essence of each character's personality. The dialogue is well written and flows naturally, making the characters feel like real people. The voice acting in both English and Arabic is fantastic, making it easy for viewers of all linguistic backgrounds to connect with the characters. The show's soundtrack is also noteworthy. The music is a beautiful blend of traditional Arabic instruments and modern composition techniques. The score is used effectively to enhance the emotional impact of scenes, whether it's a battle or a moment of quiet reflection. The sound design is also excellent, with a great sense of atmosphere and detail. From the howling wind to the clash of swords, everything is brought to life through the use of sound. However, the show is not without its flaws. Some of the writing can feel a bit uneven, with some plot lines feeling underdeveloped. Additionally, the pacing of the show can be a bit slow at times, which may frustrate some viewers. However, these are relatively minor issues in an otherwise enjoyable show. Overall, The Arab Heroes is a fantastic show that breaks away from the typical Western animation. It's a must-watch for anyone who enjoys action-packed adventures with a touch of fantasy. The stunning animation, voice acting, and soundtrack make for a truly immersive experience. While the writing could use some improvement, it's still a minor flaw in an otherwise excellent show. If you're looking for something new to watch, I highly recommend checking it out. You won't be disappointed. Now let's move on to our next story. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a powerful sorcerer named Shahryar. He was known throughout the kingdom for his wisdom and his ability to control the elements. One day, while strolling through the marketplace, he overheard two children arguing. "My father is the most powerful sorcerer in the land," said one boastful boy. "No, my father is the greatest," retorted the other. Just then, a third boy joined the argument. "You're both wrong."
My father is the sorcerer Shahryar, and he's the most powerful of all. The other boys laughed at this, but the third boy stood his ground.
"I'm serious, why don't you ask him yourself?" The other boys thought this was a good idea, and so they all went to Shahryar and asked him to prove his power. Shahryar was a kind man, and he didn't want to disappoint the children, so he agreed to show them a magic trick. "Very well, I will show you my power. But if I do, you must swear to never argue over who has the most powerful father ever again." The boys agreed, and Shahryar began his magic show. He made flowers bloom out of thin air, turned water into wine, and even made the river nearby run backwards. The boys were amazed by his power and promised never to argue again. But the moment they got home, they started boasting about what they had seen. "My father turned water into wine," said one.
No.
"He turned the river backwards," said another. And the third boy said, He made flowers grow out of nowhere. Just then Shahryar appeared behind them and said, "So you have forgotten our agreement already?" The boys were scared, but Shahryar was a fair man. He gave them another chance. "Very well, I will show you another trick. But if I do, you must swear to never argue about your fathers ever again." The boys agreed, and Shahryar waved his magic wand. Suddenly, they were all inside a giant teapot. "This is amazing," said the first boy. "I've always wanted to see what it would be like." "Me too," said the second boy. But the third boy wasn't happy. "I want to go home," he said. Just then, the teapot began to shake, and the boys screamed. Shahryar had had enough. "That's the end of the lesson," he said. "You will stay in this teapot until you learn to be kind and respectful to others." The boys apologized and promised to be better. So Shahryar took pity on them and waved his magic wand. In an instant, they were back in the marketplace. As they went home, they realized that their fathers were all arguing with each other. "See," said the first boy, "this is what happens when you're not careful with your words." The other boys nodded, and from that day on, they were always kind and respectful to each other.